Have you been praying for a change in your love life? Maybe you've been hoping to meet that special someone, or perhaps you're looking for a way to make your marriage stronger. Well, get ready, because this message might be exactly what you've been searching for. God has a special plan for your marriage, and He wants you to know about it. That's right. This video is your confirmation that something amazing is on its way. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you looked up at the sky, wondering if anyone was listening to your prayers? How often have you felt alone, unsure if your dreams of a happy marriage would ever come true? Those days of doubt are coming to an end. God has heard every word you've said, every tear you've cried, and every hope you've held in your heart. He's been working behind the scenes, preparing something wonderful just for you. Now, you might be wondering, is this really for me? How can I be sure? That's a great question, and it's normal to have doubts. But here's the thing. God doesn't play favorites. His love and His plans are for everyone, including you. This message is meant to reach the hearts of all those who have been waiting, hoping, and praying for a change in their love lives. So if you're watching this right now, consider it a direct sign from above. Your marital settlement is on its way. Let's talk about what we mean by marital settlement. This isn't just about finding someone to marry or fixing a broken relationship. It's about God bringing completeness and joy to your love life. For some of you, this might mean meeting the person you're meant to spend your life with. For others, it could be a fresh start in your current marriage, filled with renewed love and understanding. God's promise for your marriage goes beyond just having a partner. It's about creating a union that reflects His love, a relationship filled with respect, kindness, and deep connection. Imagine waking up every day next to someone who truly gets you, someone who supports your dreams and stands by you through thick and thin. That's the kind of marriage God wants for you. But here's the really exciting part. God's promise isn't just about the future. It starts right now, today. From this moment on, you can begin to see changes in your life that will lead you towards this amazing future. Maybe you'll start to feel more confident, or you'll suddenly have the courage to make positive changes in your current relationships. These are all signs that God is working in your life, preparing you for the marital settlement He has planned. Now, I know some of you might be feeling a bit skeptical. Maybe you've been hurt before, or you've been waiting for so long that it's hard to believe anything will change. That's okay. God understands your doubts and your fears. He's not asking you to suddenly have perfect faith. All He's asking is for you to open your heart just a little bit. Give Him a chance to show you what He can do. Remember, God's timing is perfect. He knows exactly when you'll be ready for this blessing in your life. So while you're waiting, use this time to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. That way, when your marital settlement arrives, you'll be fully prepared to embrace it with open arms. Now let me share a story with you about someone I know who was in a situation very similar to yours. This story is about Sarah, a woman who had been praying for years to find her life partner. Sarah was in her mid-30s, and she had watched as her friends got married one by one. She was happy for them, of course, but she couldn't help feeling left behind. Sarah had always been a person of faith, but as the years went by without any sign of her future husband, she started to doubt. She wondered if God had forgotten about her, or if maybe she wasn't meant to find love. There were nights when Sarah cried herself to sleep, feeling lonely and unsure about her future. But Sarah didn't give up. Even in her moments of doubt, she kept praying. She told God about her fears, her hopes, and her dreams for a loving marriage. And then something amazing happened. It wasn't a loud, dramatic event. In fact, it was so subtle that Sarah almost missed it. One day, while Sarah was volunteering at a local community center, she met a man named Michael. At first, they just worked together on projects, but over time, they became friends. Sarah enjoyed Michael's company, but she didn't think much of it beyond friendship. After all, she had been disappointed so many times before. But God had a plan. As Sarah and Michael spent more time together, they discovered they had a lot in common. They shared the same values, the same sense of humor, and the same dreams for the future. Before Sarah knew it, she found herself falling in love. And the best part? Michael felt the same way. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Remember how Sarah had been praying for years to meet her future husband? Well, it turns out that Michael had been doing the same thing. He, too, had been waiting for God to bring the right person into his life. And God, in his perfect timing, brought them together when they were both ready. Today, Sarah and Michael are happily married. They often look back at their story and marvel at how God worked in their lives. They realize now that all those years of waiting weren't wasted. They were years of preparation. God was shaping them, helping them grow into the people they needed to be for each other. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that God is always working, even when we can't see it. He hears our prayers, and He has a plan for each of us. Sarah's marital settlement came in a way she never expected, but it was more beautiful than anything she could have imagined on her own. Now, you might be thinking, that's a nice story, but will it happen for me? The answer is yes. Your story might not look exactly like Sarah's. In fact, it will probably be unique to you. But the same God who brought Sarah and Michael together is working in your life right now. He's preparing your marital settlement, whether that means bringing a new person into your life or transforming your current relationship. Remember, God's ways are often surprising. Your marital settlement might come from an unexpected place or in an unexpected way. That's why it's so important to stay open and trust in God's plan. He might be using this time to prepare you, just like He prepared Sarah and Michael. Every experience you're going through, every lesson you're learning, it's all part of God's perfect plan for your life and your future marriage. So, take heart. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come. God has heard your prayers, and He's working on your behalf. Your marital settlement is on its way. This is your confirmation. When it comes to love and marriage, waiting can be one of the hardest things we do. It's easy to feel impatient, especially when we see others finding their happy endings. But here's something important to remember. God's timing is always perfect. Even when it doesn't feel like it, He knows exactly what He's doing. Think about a fruit tree. You can't rush it to produce fruit before it's ready. It needs time to grow strong roots, develop sturdy branches, and bloom at just the right moment. Your love life is a lot like that tree. God is using this time to help you grow and become ready for the amazing relationship He has planned for you. Sometimes we might think we're ready for marriage, but God sees the bigger picture. He knows what we need to learn and experience before we're truly prepared for a lifelong commitment. Maybe you need to build more confidence, learn to communicate better, or develop a stronger sense of who you are. These things take time, but they're so important for a healthy, happy marriage. Remember, every day that passes isn't just another day of waiting. It's another day of preparation. God is working behind the scenes, arranging things in your favor. He's lining up the right circumstances, the right timing, and yes, the right person. When everything falls into place, you'll be amazed at how perfect His timing really is. So, instead of feeling frustrated about the wait, try to embrace it. Use this time to focus on your relationship with God. The stronger your connection with Him, the better prepared you'll be for the relationship He's bringing into your life. Trust that God hasn't forgotten about you. He sees you, He hears you, and He's got an amazing plan for your love life. While you're waiting for God's perfect timing, there's plenty you can do to get ready for your marital settlement. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. After all, the healthier and happier you are, the better partner you'll be when the time comes. Start by working on your relationship with yourself. Learn to love and accept who you are, flaws and all. Spend time discovering your passions, your dreams, and your values. The more you understand yourself, the better you'll be able to connect with your future partner. Plus, when you're comfortable in your own skin, you'll attract someone who appreciates the real you. Next, focus on developing qualities that make for a great partner. Practice kindness, not just to others, but to yourself too. Work on your communication skills. Learn to express your feelings clearly and listen with an open heart. Cultivate patience and forgiveness. These skills will be invaluable in your future marriage. Don't forget about practical matters either. If you have any financial issues, now's the time to start addressing them. Learn about budgeting, saving, and managing money wisely. These skills will help you build a stable foundation for your future family. Most importantly, keep growing in your faith. Strengthen your relationship with God. Pray regularly, read your Bible, and spend time in worship. The stronger your spiritual foundation, the stronger your future marriage will be. Remember, a marriage that puts God at the center is built on the strongest foundation of all. As you work on these areas, you'll start to see positive changes in your life. You might feel more confident, more at peace, or more hopeful about the future. These are all signs that you're on the right track, preparing yourself for the wonderful marital settlement God has in store for you. As you're preparing yourself and trusting in God's timing, it's important to stay alert for signs that your marital settlement is on its way. God often sends us little hints and nudges to let us know He's working on our behalf. These signs might be subtle, so you'll need to pay close attention. One common sign is a sudden sense of peace about your love life. If you've been anxious or worried about finding a partner, but suddenly feel calm and assured that everything will work out, that could be God's way of confirming His promise to you. This peace often comes with a renewed sense of hope and excitement about the future. Another sign to watch for is meaningful coincidences. Maybe you keep hearing the same Bible verse about love from different sources. Or perhaps you repeatedly run into someone who embodies the qualities you're looking for in a partner. These coincidences might actually be God's way of preparing you or pointing you in the right direction. You might also notice changes in your own heart and mind. If you find yourself suddenly more open to love, more willing to trust, or more confident in your worth as a partner, these could be signs that God is preparing you for your marital settlement. He often works on our inner selves first before bringing external changes. Dreams and visions can also be powerful signs from God. If you have vivid dreams about your future marriage or feel like God is showing you glimpses of your future partner, pay attention. While not all dreams are prophetic, God does sometimes use them to communicate with us. Lastly, look for doors of opportunity opening in your life. This could be chances to meet new people, invitations to events where you might encounter potential partners, or even opportunities for personal growth that will prepare you for marriage. When God starts opening doors, it's often a sign that He's setting the stage for something wonderful. Remember, these signs may look different for everyone. The key is to stay open, prayerful, and attentive to what God is doing in your life. Trust your instincts, but also seek wisdom from trusted friends or spiritual mentors. They might see signs that you're missing. As you notice these signs, don't be afraid to get excited. Let that excitement fuel your faith and your preparation. Your marital settlement is coming, and God is giving you little previews to build your anticipation. Keep your eyes open, your heart ready, and your faith strong. The best is yet to come. When it comes to your marital settlement, faith is like a superpower. It's the force that keeps you going when things seem impossible, the light that guides you through uncertain times. Faith isn't just about believing that good things will happen. It's about trusting that God has a perfect plan for your life, including your love life. Think about it this way. Faith is like planting a seed. You can't see what's happening underground, but you trust that with the right care and patience, a beautiful plant will grow. Your marital settlement is like that seed. You might not see it yet, but with faith, you can trust that it's growing and developing, even when you can't see the progress. The Bible tells us in Hebrews 11:1, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This verse is especially powerful when we're waiting for our marital settlement. We might not see our future spouse yet, or we might not see how our current relationship can improve. But faith gives us the confidence to keep hoping and trusting. Faith also helps us stay positive and expectant. When you truly believe that God is working on your behalf, it changes your whole outlook. Instead of feeling discouraged by another lonely Friday night, you can see it as one day closer to meeting your future spouse. Instead of getting frustrated with your partner's faults, you can trust that God is working in both of your lives to create a stronger marriage. But faith isn't just about sitting back and waiting. It's an active force that should inspire you to take positive steps in your life. Pray boldly for your future marriage. Speak words of life and hope over your love life. Act in ways that show you're preparing for the wonderful future God has promised you. Remember, your faith is precious to God. He sees your trust in Him, and He honors it. Even when things seem slow or difficult, keep holding on to your faith. It's the key that unlocks the door to your marital settlement. It's natural to have doubts when you're waiting for your marital settlement. Maybe you're thinking, but what if I'm too old? Or what if I've made too many mistakes in the past? Let's tackle these doubts head on and see why you shouldn't worry about them. First, let's address the age concern. Remember, God's timing is perfect, and He's not limited by our human timelines. The Bible is full of stories of people who found love or started families later in life. Think about Abraham and Sarah, who became parents in their old age, or consider Ruth, who found her second chance at love after being widowed. Your age is not a barrier to God's plan for your life. Now, what about past mistakes? Maybe you've been through a divorce, or you've made choices in relationships that you regret. Here's the beautiful truth. God is a God of second chances. Actually, He's a God of unlimited chances. Your past doesn't disqualify you from His love or His plans for your future. In fact, those experiences can make you wiser and more appreciative of the good relationship God has in store for you. Some of you might be worried that you're not good enough or that you don't deserve a happy marriage. This is a lie that the enemy often uses to discourage us. The truth is, God loves you unconditionally. You don't have to earn His blessings or prove yourself worthy of love. He delights in giving good gifts to His children, and that includes you. Another common doubt is, what if I've been waiting for so long and nothing has happened? Remember, delay is not denial. God's silence doesn't mean He's inactive. Often, it's in the waiting period that God does His deepest work in our hearts. Trust that He's using this time to prepare you and your future spouse for an amazing relationship. Lastly, some of you might be thinking, but what if I'm happy being single? That's wonderful. God's plan for some people is a fulfilling life of singleness. If that's you, embrace it wholeheartedly. But if you have a desire for marriage in your heart, trust that it's there for a reason, and God will fulfill it in His perfect timing. Whatever your doubts may be, bring them to God. He's big enough to handle your questions and concerns. Keep your heart open to His guidance and trust that He's working all things together for your good. Now that you've heard this message of hope and confirmation, it's time to take action. Your marital settlement is coming, but there are things you can do to prepare and position yourself for this blessing. Here are 3 simple yet powerful steps you can take right now. Renew your prayer life. Start each day with a prayer for your future marriage. Thank God for the partner He's preparing for you, or for the work He's doing in your current relationship. Be specific in your prayers. Ask for the qualities you desire in a spouse, or the improvements you want to see in your marriage. Remember, prayer isn't just about asking, it's also about listening. Take time to be quiet and listen for God's guidance. Work on personal growth. Identify areas in your life where you can improve. Maybe it's developing better communication skills, learning to manage your finances, or working on emotional healing from past hurts. Take a class, read books, or seek counseling if needed. The healthier you are as an individual, the healthier your future marriage will be. Step out in faith. Look for opportunities to meet new people or to deepen your existing relationships. Join a church group, volunteer for a cause you care about, or try a new hobby. You never know where you might meet your future spouse or how these experiences might enrich your current relationship. Even if you don't meet the one right away, you'll be expanding your social circle and growing as a person. Remember, these steps are not about trying to force God's hand or rush His timing. They're about actively participating in the process, showing God that you're serious about preparing for the marital settlement He has promised you. As we wrap up this message, I want you to hold on to this truth. Your marital settlement is coming. This is your confirmation. God has heard your prayers, seen your tears, and felt your longing. He hasn't forgotten you. In fact, He's been working all along to prepare something beautiful for your love life. Remember, God's timing is perfect. He sees the big picture and knows exactly when you'll be ready for this blessing. In the meantime, trust in His plan. Use this waiting period as a time of preparation and growth. Work on becoming the best version of yourself, not for your future spouse, but for you and for God. Keep your eyes open for the signs God is sending you. They might be subtle, but they're there. A newfound peace, unexpected opportunities, meaningful coincidences. These could all be God's way of telling you that your marital settlement is on its way. Don't let doubts or past disappointments hold you back. Your age, your history, your perceived shortcomings, none of these can stop God's plan for your life. He specializes in making beautiful things out of imperfect people. As you move forward, let faith be your guide. Believe in the promise God has given you. Speak words of life over your love life. Act in ways that show you're expecting great things. Your faith is powerful and it moves God's heart. Take action steps towards your marital settlement. Pray boldly, work on personal growth, and step out in faith. These actions show God that you're ready and willing to receive the blessing He has for you. Finally, remember that you're not alone on this journey. God is with you every step of the way. He's cheering you on, guiding your path, and preparing you for a love story better than anything you could write for yourself. So hold your head high, keep your heart open, and get ready. Your marital settlement is coming. This is your confirmation. The best is yet to come.